Let's talk some more about your transition from Nigeria to here and your time spent like I guess transitioning and getting comfortable. If you can think back to that. I mean, I feel like you can because first grade was very monumental for you in general. But how was that being here? But I mean, being able to speak English, I'm sure that set you at course because we have a lot of ESL students that don't speak any English that come here and transition into the public school setting. But how was your transition?
My transition was in terms of like my educational journey, my transition to the education system, that was pretty smooth. I don't
Okay.
really remember having like a hard time. My mom was concerned because, I was like bow-legged and it straightened out on its own. My legs straightened out on their own. It's really a miracle. So my mom was more concerned about that. She was like concerned, oh my goodness, we don't want her to get bullied and things like that.
Oh,
I was just
yes.
very happy, very excited. I made friends so easily as a young kid, chatty, very chatty,
Yes.
good student, but chatty. That was always like the report from teachers. So my transition was very smooth. Of course, having those ESL teachers was helpful as well. I needed that to help with my transition. That's how I was able to come out of ESL so quickly. By third grade, I was no longer in ESL. So first, second grade, and then that was pretty much it. And then I remember going to like a Latin roots and suffixes, prefixes group when I was in third grade. So academically, I did well, and having that support made all the difference in making sure that I continue to be more like an advanced student, even within my grade. And then, of course, once I went to middle school, advanced classes and all that. But pretty smooth. And then had speaking English already, reading in English, writing, right? Because the education system in Nigeria, like students are just more generally you find that students are more advanced or they've learned a little more than their grade level peers here when they arrive to
Mm,
this country. So I already could read, I could write, like I was pretty much fine there. I was just really at my grade level was the only thing.
got you. Are the class sizes in Nigeria the same? Do they mirror the class sizes here?
I have teachers in my family. My aunt's a teacher. I need to ask her more questions. And one of my cousins is also a teacher now in Nigeria as well.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure. I tried to even look at homeschooling in Nigeria. I've tried to look at that too, because that's growing as well. It's a small group,
Really?
but it is growing. So I'm not too sure. I think there are similar challenges, but they're different at the same time. Like
Yeah.
what we consider here, like some behavioral challenges, right, that we see here and we consider are like not positive. Those things are happening too, but what they would consider a behavior challenge is a little not as much in comparison
Mhm.
to here. So class sizes, I think there are similar challenges, like the class sizes are probably rising, but I just can't speak so much to it because
You were young.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah. No, no
I need to
worries.
talk to the teachers in my family a lot more.
What about France?
France. What were the class sizes like in France? Hmm. They were relatively big too. I think I was like in a third grade class in France, a second or third grade class in France. Um, they were about the same. They were about the same, like
Is
15.
it structured about the same also as far as
Oh, but in terms of academic,
yeah.
those students, I mean, they're like writing cursive. They're
In third grade, second grade.
yes. So
Yeah.
the structure is more strict, and I think that's where I'm really pointing to with the Nigerian education system too, is that it's
Okay.
more strict.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I could definitely understand that. The rigor is
For sure.
more.
A
Yeah.
little more rigorous. Yeah, it's rigorous.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm.
Nice. I'm always curious. Like I've talked to people who've taught in the Philippines, China, different, just all over. And I'm just always like, okay, well, tell us about their school system. Like, tell us like how similar or not similar it is in regards. What were some things that you highlighted in France that you were like, okay, I'm gonna bring that back. Like, like I
Mhm.
like that. I like that practice. I'm gonna bring that back.
That's such a good question. I have some like things that I kept from France. I really think just the rigor, like the expectations, having, and I believe I did bring it back.
Okay.
So just very high expectations for my students. Not to say the US education system has its benefits, right? Because so many people want to come here and have the opportunities and the freedoms and all of those things are things that I value and I appreciate and I'm thankful for all of those things that I have in my life. However, I do think the academic rigor, they are so capable. My first graders, they are so smart. They are so
Yeah.
capable of so much more than maybe we expect of them
Yes,
and that
ma'am.
we hold them to. They can do it. They can do it. I
Indeed.
know. So that's what I brought back, the rigor.
Nice. No, I totally agree. I feel like we definitely here, and this is me saying it, not Esther. I feel like we definitely kind of slow our kids down here. It's like a different pace. Because you see some videos, especially in China, like those kids are like, they're cooking full course meals at like 5. They're like, they're doing everything, maintaining their stuff on their own. And I feel like our kids are way more capable than we're giving them credit for. I do feel like these little things come out being little geniuses, and then we kind of like slow them down because of the milestones or the standards or what, just what the, I guess, national guides are as far as, oh, your child should be here or your child should be doing this at this age or your child. And it's like, no, these kids are amazing. Like I've seen people teach their little 10-month-olds to read sight words, like
Mhm.
maybe 10 months, probably not even walking yet. But they can identify sight words. Like it's like unless you try it, unless you push them, you don't really know what they're capable of. But I feel like here it's like more of a like nurturing, like, oh, we want them to be babies forever. We want them to be, we want them to stay small and cute and, play forever, but their capabilities are beyond our understanding. I feel.
Mhm. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I think we have to consider the global workforce now
Mm.
and
Mm.
not just the US, right? They're competing. I went to an IB high school and I took the classes, right? International baccalaureate. It's like supposed to be an international standard of education. We have to think about that.
Yes.
So where is my child, where are my students going to be 10, 20 years from now when they're, in the workforce? Well, maybe like 20 years from now when they're in the workforce, right? Like, how are they going to be able to compete? Can they work in
Mm.
teams? Can they
Mm.
work with other people?
Yes. All of that matters. All of that definitely matters. I know I speak a lot to my 10-year-old about like what she wants to do. Like, and I'm never always like, what you want to do when you grow up. I'm always like, what you want to do? Like, what you trying to do? Because I wanted to do it now as opposed to later. So a lot of our conversations are always in regards to, girl, you can do that now, right? Like, you ain't gotta wait. Like, let's do that now. Let me show you. I've got her on Canva, creating things so she can eventually create some stuff for me. I told people I'm trying to shape her into my little assistant. She's
That's
got an
good.
iPad. Look, I need her to be able to help me. Okay, help me.
Family business.
Yes, ma'am. But just looking at them, and I talk about my 7-year-old and just looking at her and how her mind works and how her wheels are always turning. I told her she's powerful, so powerful because she's present for me in the 10-year-old's conversations. So some of the things that we've been talking about, she's already been taking it. They have a 3-year gap. So it's like, this 7-year-old is taking, I'm not separating them when we talk, like they're both together. So just seeing how she's able to process the information I'm giving the 10-year-old lets me know that, oh yeah, nah, she like, these kids are smart. They're very smart and intelligent. And they're able to take in so much more than a lot of parents are dishing